This week on Hermitcraft.
This isn't the standard YouTuber. A YouTube Minecraft player called Ollie had hundreds of his videos. Been throwing stuff at the internet, and for many, many years. That is an act of generosity on his part. Popular websites went so far as to claim that Ollie was leaving forever. Literally. Made a lot of people righteously angry. Except that's what the internet does. A lot. But a dream job is still a dream job. So, option 2. Ollie isn't broken. Ollie isn't taking a break. Ollie desperately does not want this to end. Ollie could keep making bigger and better things. Thank you.
Welcome to the Hermitcraft recap. My name is Pixelriffs. Our Itrasloy XP captions on this video are provided by Liara. And one way or another, it always seems to come back to Poultry Man. Or perhaps this time it's Man Poultry?
When it's all finished, I can submit my consciousness into a chicken.
He's not the only one transforming people into animals. Azumavoid has now successfully converted many of the usual suspects into rats, launching his Tunnel Rats minigame after developing a manually resettable version on the Hermitcraft server. And also there's this one time Doc M became an Endermite.
See ya.
He's not gonna tell us. He's not.
Okay, well, there's a... What will they animorph into next? There's only one way to find out. Let's take a look at all the events and mishaps that occurred on the Hermitcraft server this week. After organising the many rounds of Tunnel Rats with fellow YouTubers, no wonder Azumavoid gets tunnel vision on the mangrove farm project. Mind you, the prices at the wood store didn't help, and he needs to get red logs somewhere.
I have been steadily weaving my way around this area, but I want to build something over here that I don't have the materials for.
The convoluted tree farming of the mangrove, however, demands the outside-of-the-box thinking. So X tracks down the most outside-of-the-box guy he can find, and obviously it's got to be the guy living in a giant triangle.
Is this some skidstone right here? Is that what we're calling it?
It's very much, yes, Skiz redstone. This is Skidstone.
But once Skiz shows him which side of the tree is which, Azuma easily engineers a custom bendy tree exploding apparatus. The tables have turned. Now he is the man who groves.
But these, they go a long way up here. It's kind of ridiculous. It's all full of bone meal for the farm. And now, my friends, we have all the mangrove we need for future farming.
Doc M, of course, is one step ahead of the game. His dark oak auto farm converts to pale oak with only minimal effort. Much more effort goes into how he can sneak this one past the permit office, but he settles for selling it out of the back of a van. Well, more like an RV. But it's parked next to Wash and Go, so it's the ideal location for laundering basically everything.
Any bets? Did we make any sales? Did the white pale oak wood sales bonanza start? It did.
In case he needs to escape from the Popo, he's perfected his disappearing act. Simply click on a fishing rod and warp yourself out of custody.
All right, here we go. Oh no, please, no, help. We're back home. Safe and sound.
It's a trick he delights in demonstrating to Mumbo, which is good because he looks like a TV magician right now anyway, but he also has the potential to cause chaos at the TCG arena when he yoinks Joe Hills' deck and teleports himself home.
Bye.
Fortunately for Joe, Doc is mostly showing off and he returns the deck shortly after, although from Joe and Vintage Beast's perspective, it's even funnier when he warps away a second time and leaves behind one purple sneaker.
See ya.
He's not gonna tell us. He's not.
Okay, well, there's a side that's an ender pearl.
Hold on, that's something.
That's something there. I was hoping the Doc had actually just transformed into that, and then when you killed it, all his stuff would explode.
After a false start which leaves the machine dealing Joe bread instead of cards, it's time for Joe to duel, both with Vintage Beef and with the horde of zombies attempting to break into the shop while they spend their tokens.
About how hard it is running a card shop. It's not all about restocking.
Joe also participates in Doc M's first high-stakes poker game, where he once again adds a really cool display of the community cards over his Minecraft HUD. To quote ArchZorro1080 in the comments, man, actual poker is a lot different than Balatro. If you want to know who wins, then surprise, we're not going to tell you. Mostly because we think you should go watch it yourself if you want to avoid spoilers, but also partly because Joe is the first player eliminated and he leaves immediately, so the winner isn't even decided in his footage. One of the more bizarre experiences of the week is CubFan135's time-lapse of paving pathways through his Skulken Plains. Not just because the plains have been Skulken, but mostly thanks to the musical component being his original song about building pathways. It comes out of nowhere and makes you double-check that you're not watching a Smallish Beans video.
Pathways, showing the path.
Showing it.
Traveling down them so fast you can kiss my pathway.
Unfortunately, his further plans for the area don't mention any more musician accompaniment, but they do say get them rocks and put on socks, so we're very much looking forward to his rocks on socks building.
We are in the put on socks phase. I got socks on, so we're actually close to partitioning the box. Yeah, got a little carried away with this area decoration-wise. I kind of like it though.
iJevin pulls a time-lapse on his audience, but much as he himself enjoyed the building process, the world is just not ready for the hit single Castle Storage. But it better be ready for the biggest castle keep Jevin done built, as this time it's not the creative planning world that's getting the block treatment. iJevin builds the Hall of Chests right on the Hermitcraft server. With more space than he could ever fill with TCG cards, Jevin then decides to try anyway and challenges Cub to a card game duel, all the while planning to take his gang of permit office protesters, Nopo, to the very headquarters Cub so lovingly usurped. That video will be covered in the next week's recap, so watch this space. Or watch the video. You clearly have the Wi-Fi.
We're doing okay. Anyways, you left a lot of strong suggestions about what we should do, but I actually have a really, really funny idea that I want to try. So after the meeting, okay. Well, Green's not doing good.
XB Crafted announces it's his turn on the art gallery, where a few select spots are open alongside the 2 pieces he's already commissioned himself. As always, we encourage you to read the rules and submission guidelines before entering your XB Crafted fan art. XB's own artistic endeavours continue around his model mansion, which gets a moss garden with dark oak trees, and some farmer villagers are moved in. This villager retirement home soon starts its program of activities, as XB plans some melon and pumpkin farms upstairs that will filter their produce down to the now fully decorated trading floor.
And then, yeah, so the farms will be up here somewhere, even if it's something as simple as just a bunch of hoppers and shulkers. And so, like,
while the farm produce flings itself downwards, so too do Impulse SV and Skizzleman. Skizz shares the process of helping Impulse blast out his dropper course for the cyberpunk city, which involves killing more drowned than you might expect.
Dude, did you come in here? Come in here.
I'm in here now.
Have you ever seen this many drown in one place?
I legitimately have not. I don't know what's happening.
Dodging tridents puts Skizz in the mood to put some serious projectile protection enchantments on his armor as he continues to work on the skeleton dodgeball course inside his pyramid of needs, because it turns out what you need on this level is Steve the Pirate.
I was doing all this stuff, and that guy shot that guy. It sucked.
Skizz's other project is the Banner Shop, which has its first commission. Pearlescent Moon wants him to design a custom shield, to which our only comment is, yeah, good luck with that.
The issue is that the resolution of the shield is not the same as the resolution of the banners. Thing sucks. I sound pretty negative today. I don't mean to.
Impulse has made even more progress on the dropper since Skizz's footage, and it now provides him with a variety of ways to dunk on people from 200 meters up.
I did it.
Let's go!
While he's taking inspiration from the science fantasy realm of cyberpunk, the dropper's obstacles are inspired by the fifth element, with the role of futuristic flying vehicles being played by slimeblock flying machines. And while love may not be the solution to this dropper, Impulse sure is putting a lot of love into it. We can only hope the same is true of the builders he rounds up to explain the ins and outs of the community build area in Metro Mayhem. As in, the players should go in here and out there.
What are we building, by the way?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, bye, guys. We'll see you.
And finally, there's Mumbo, who has confronted his own mortality, and while going the way of the dinosaur could mean extinction, it could also mean evolving into a chicken.
I've been getting old.
Mumbo reveals his aging appearance has prompted the scientists at his lab to develop a process where he can live forever in his idyllic community as a chicken. Perhaps someone ought to Google the lifespan of a chicken before he commits to this fully. But this is the same man who's currently building a Radio Shack supercomputer on the hill above his base, so what we're saying is maybe keep your distance and let him Google it himself once this monolithic monitor finally turns on.
Because remember, I'm going to be living here forever. That's a very long time.
In the meantime, their scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could that they have accidentally created the Multi-Ron. We're doomed. And that's about it for this week's recap. Our writer is SloyXP, and my name is Pixel Riffs. Captions on this video were provided by Liara. Don't forget to leave a like on this video while you're still here, and subscribe so you won't miss future recaps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.